Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the eighth tutorial of our Design Tube Photoshop series. So today we will be talking about different tools and resources that we as a designer can use to help in our image making or post making, and we can quicken our process. So first of all, I would like to share the tools which are related to the stock images. Like most of the time we require some stock images in our project if we had to use as some background or we have to do some image blending. So for that there are many websites. So first of all, I would like to talk about Pexels. So they provide free stock photographs and free videos as well. You can check out their website and they have a great collection of videos as well as photos in their website. Yes, so you can see and you can search as well. So for example, if you need some landscape, you can easily search the landscape and you will have different kinds of, like, they have a lot, very much large selection. You can choose any one of them which you want, right? So they have a huge selection. Just like this website, we have one unsplash.com. Like, this is the most famous one in this field, I would say, and this is the most popular one as well. They also have a great collection of, but they don't have the videos, but they have those, and you can easily use them free of cost, but you would have to give the credit to the photographer, and that is a good thing to do because, like, everyone, like, if you are in a creative field, you should always give credit to whoever person's work you are reusing in your work. That's a very professional habit to do. If you can't, like, if you don't give credit, like, they can even sue you. So not just for the purpose of not being sued, you should give them credit because that is a right. So you can use Unsplash or you can use Wind photographs on one. You can easily switch over to the other, and maybe you can find something on that, right? Next, as like in the past previous session, Prashant was asking about, as he finds PNGs on Google, Photoshop says that it is not able to open because they are not actually the PNGs, but they have the extension of .png, but they are actually JPGs. So that's why Photoshop has some problem in opening those kind of images. So for that, you can easily head over to pngtree.com and you can find many different kinds of images, or you can find backgrounds and templates as well. And for the icons, I would say yes, we have this flaticon.com. This is a very good website which I personally use most of the time to find any kind of icon which I want to use object. Right, so if I'll just write calendar, most of the time we need to write date in our poster when we are making something for the IEEE or something else. Like, almost in every poster the date has to be mentioned, all right? So you can either simply write like this event is on this date, or you can use deadline word, or you can use such creative icons from this website and apply in your poster so they would look good. And these all are PNGs, and they even provide the SVGs as well. So if I just see this one, right, you can download this as PNG in different sizes, and you can even download it as an SVG. So what is an SVG? SVG is a scalable vector graphic. So these are used in the websites because if you would apply some JPG image in a website, right? So the user can view it on the tablet, on the desktop, laptop, or maybe a mobile phone. So you don't really know, right? So the website scales according to the device size. So you don't want your illustrations or your images to lose their quality if it is used on a larger device or a smaller device. So for that we use SVGs or these scalable vector graphics. So as the as we already talked about, like vectors do not lose their quality. So similarly, like when you export a vector, you can either export it as a .eps file, or if you are making it in CorelDRAW, you can use the .cdr. But SVG is the format that is used on the web. Like EPS file can be used for like sending to your client or your fellow designer, but that can't be used on the web. On the web, you have to use the SVGs. So from this website, you can easily download the PNG or the SVG, whichever you want for your project. And I must say they have a great collection. That is for sure. As you can yourself see, you can find icon of any for your project, and I'm sure you will easily find it here. This is made like this website is made free pick company, and they have one more site which is com and the freepik.com. They are maintained and run by the same company, and they are doing some pretty amazing job. So this website, I would say, this is the resource of many. Like I have met many designers, and like if I would just ask them what is your number one resource for finding some free illustrations or backgrounds, like or geometric or any kind of thing, so they would the first name which they would say, it will be freepik.com. There's no doubt in that. So on this website you can find vectors, photos, PSDs and icons as well. So for icons it will redirect you to flat icon. So but majorly what I find is vectors or photos. So if you simply see, if we see liquid design, right? So as you can see, bring me different documents of liquid design, and this is really it's in trend right now in the web design. So you can download any file from this, and just to let you know that most of these files are of the Illustrator format, like vector in .eps format. So for that you need a vector software to open it, and that is Adobe Illustrator. So you can open such file in your Adobe Illustrator, and you can do some modifications if you want it, and then you can simply import it in Photoshop. So it is good if you know a little bit about the Illustrator as well. I might take a session on that, like just the basics of Illustrator, so that you can easily download something from the freebit.com and then do some of your little bit modifications, and then you can use it in your design. Let's plan that session after the series. So you can find many kind of patterns, backgrounds, images, illustrations on this website. Like even if you find something, Corona, they have already created many of their designs which are readily usable for your project. They have the premium resources as well. If you are willing to pay or your client is willing to pay, you can search for their premium resources as well, or you can buy their membership. That option is also available. Right, so moving on to our next tool, we have got the flight icon free pick G3. So this is fontjoy.com. Yesterday we were having the typography part 2 session, and where we discussed like there are serifs and sans serifs, and it is generally recommended that you should only use one single font in your design. So in case your client demands or you are not willing to use one font and the client says use at least two fonts, so you can easily head over to this site like fontjoy.com, and you can generate different font pairs. So they give you the heading and subheading and the body as well. And so you simply click generate and it will generate a new font pair, and if you like it you can use it. They are easily mentioning their names of the fonts, and you can change the settings as well. Like if you want some font of your particular, like you have one font fixed and you have to choose other ones, so you can simply choose from this list and then you can lock it from here. So suppose, okay, so it's opening the Google Fonts for me and I click on the font name. So if I would search Montserrat for Montserrat alternates, don't they don't have Montserrat, I guess. Let me just search Montserrat. I don't want the oblique one. Montserrat 900. Right. So if I'll just lock it and now I'll click generate. So this will remain same and it will generate font combinations according to this font and it will give me the result. So we have this slider here. You can simply drag it to the right or left if you want to choose. Like we have this high contrast fonts. So both the fonts will be highly contrasting. So as you can see, it is generating very contrasting fonts. Like this is very stylish and this is pure sans serif, very plain. And if I'll just move it to the very right and I'll choose very similar, so it will generate a combination which has similar kinds of fonts and they don't look much differentiable, right? So you can use this website. Next, I have listed some top 4 fonts which you can use in your design and they look good. Like they are simple and sober and they look good on your posters. So one first is Bebas New, second is Helvetica New, third is Proxima Nova, and fourth is Railway. If I can just show you how these look, yes, yeah. So this is the kind of Bebas New Railway font. This is Railway, Proxima Nova, and the fourth was, of course, Helvetica. Helvetica is the most used font in the industry. It is the most standard one. So we have these three versions of Helvetica. So this is Helvetica, this is Proxima Nova, this is Railway, and this is Bebas New. So these are some of my personal top 4 fonts, and yes, Montserrat obviously. So these are the, okay, Montserrat is a place. These are the top 5 fonts which I personally like to work with, and obviously like we have tons of fonts on our systems and none of us actually really use all these fonts. Like even if you would open a Microsoft Word document, it has a hell lot number of fonts, and when we were in fourth or fifth we would only use the like the monotype Progressiva, or we would go with Times New Roman Calibri, or I would say Jokerman. Like it looked very stylish. So but obviously now you can't really use those fonts. So these are the top 5 ones. New Railway, Proxima Nova, Helvetica, and Montserrat. Next, we have the one which we discussed yesterday as well, remove.bg. If you want to quickly remove background from an image, this site is the go-to site. You should tell it to your friends, you should tell it to your family, like you should tell it to everyone whosoever doesn't know about it. It is such a great tool that you can use to cut out the subject from your photograph, and as you can see this sample, they even cut out hairs so well, right? So we had a sample run of this website as well yesterday, so I'll not be doing it today. And you can see this, they have a great pictures of their site. You can simply drag this slider. So as you can see in this photograph, the keyboard, the laptop's keyboard is hidden, like they are considering it as a background. So in these type of cases, you will have to use Photoshop and you will have to cut out your subject on your own. But in the ones in which it does good, you can simply use this tool. Like it only happens if the background and the subject color are too similar. So yes, you can use it. You can even apply different backgrounds to your subject. Like they have some predefined backgrounds which you can apply to your subject, which we looked at yesterday. So moving on to the next, we have this openpeeps.com. So this is, I would say, not that much important, but it depends on your project. So in case you need some people's illustrations, right? So you can easily head over to this website and they have large number of such resources. So I'll just do get all combinations and it is asking me to pay $15. Like you can just write 0 and add it to your cart. Then you can simply write your email address and you can click on get and it will just process your order and you will get all the peeps for free and you can use them anywhere in your design. You can download from here as well, the PNG or the SVGs, right? View product. So they have the sketch file, the Figma file, the studio file, and the zip file. So I would go with the flat assets and the Figma one. Right. So if you have heard about Figma, Figma is an tool that is used for UI designing. Like if you want to design app or website, the first designers design on them on the Figma or Sketch or Studio or Adobe XD, and after that the front end developers actually code them. So it is a Figma file and it will be openable in Figma only. So if you know how to use it, you can use this file and can just create your own people of this kind and use in your project. Cool. Next we have colors and fonts. So this website is a good one, but what they have is like they have the limited resources. Like the one which we already know of, colors.co. I've been talking about this in many of the sessions. So this is basically a generator. Like you can simply press the spacebar and at every spacebar it will create a new, just a minute, just a minute. Yeah, so at every time you press the spacebar, you can simply create a new color scheme and you can copy the colors and you can log the colors. You can choose the number of colors, that is up to you. But in this case, they have the limited resources. So if I go to color palette They have these predefined color palettes which you can use, so that it it absolutely depends on you that whether you have to just choose some of the already made palettes or you want to make your own palette. So as per your choice, you can choose the website which you want. They have the gradients as well and web safe colors as well, material colors, tailwind colors, font pairings. So they have a good collection, but the only thing is it is limited. It is static. You cannot make something your own. Whereas if we say the fontjoy.com and the colors.co, they have the generators which generate a new pair or a new color scheme every time you hit the space bar, right? So you can just, okay, I don't know why it will not also, okay. Try your own pattern on this website. Right, you can type out your text and then you can see how does it look. So here we have again Montserrat. So talking about Roboto is a kind of monospace font. So what are monospace fonts? Monospace fonts are those fonts whose letters, each letter occupy same amount of space. So that even if you have an A, B, C, D, any of the letters, they all of these letters occupy the same space, like same spacing. So that is what a monospace font is called. If I'll just show you monospace fonts. Yeah, so this one we have. So as you can see in the proportional one, like this I we have here, I has less width, whereas the O has more width, and then it is depending upon the letter size. But in monospace fonts, what we have is each character or letter occupies same horizontal space. So such fonts are called monospace fonts. Right, so here we were on the font variants on the colors and fonts.com. Monospace. So you can choose sans serif, display serif, handwriting. So handwriting are the ones which look like some human has wrote them. Right. Moving on to the next, personas.draftbit.com. So this is also basically for the UI designers, like who have to choose different kind of avatars for their website, or maybe it depends upon the kind of your project. Maybe you need some such avatar in your poster. So you can generate one easily, like you can choose the skin color, then you can choose the kind of hair you want. So suppose we have this. So suppose we are making a fitness app, right? So we need some girl avatar who has this hair band on her hairs, and we'll just choose black. Yeah, so this has no hair. This kind of body. So you can choose different options and you can generate your own avatar and then you can use it on your document. right? So this was the one. Next we have humans or whatever, I don't know they call it, human or it's human. This is similar to open peeps. Like you must have seen these kind of illustrations in many of the designs these days, and these are highly in trend. So it is same as humanpeeps.com. You can click on the get the library button, and then you can simply write zero here, and you can do the same process. I've already bought it, so I won't be doing it again. So you can have these kind of illustrations, and these certainly look good if you use them in your design, and as they are depicted that you can just easily create. You can choose the head type, body type, the clothes, and then you can rotate them, and you can easily choose the backgrounds as well, and then you can use it in your app onboardings or websites wherever you like. So this is a very good website. I would highly recommend you to check it out. They have done some amazing work, no doubt. So that was pretty much it about today, where we looked on different tools and resources that one can use to improve the quality of their project. The best one always stand out, which is freepik.com. This is the go-to website which most of the designers use. So you can write something like simple background for your project, and you can have many kinds of results. You can simply filter the premium ones, so you have only the free ones for your viewing, and then you can have a great collection at your fingertip, and you can choose, like we have this 297 pages of simple background, right? So let's just download one, and I'll show you that it has the EPS file as we were talking about, the encapsulated post script, and this has the JPG as well. So in case you don't want to do any edits, and you can simply use the file, and it will give you a JPG file as well along with the AI EPS and license obviously. So you can simply use this PNG file in your Photoshop document and can go ahead with your design. Like only, like I would say 1 or 2% of the zip files as such that don't have this JPG. Almost all of them have the JPG. So in case you are comfortable using the design as it is, you can simply download the zip file, extract the JPG image, and you are good to go. Or if you want some changes and you know the illustrator, you can work that around as well. So now I will just close